Hello, how are you? Good morning. I hope you're having a good week and happy Halloween, you scary, scary bunch of people. Sorry, don't know what that was. Please like, please subscribe, please get in the comments because, of course, in this video, we're going to talk about the Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or. And also, let's talk about Mr. Luis Rubiales, the eternal victim of his own actions. Let's discuss that. And I feel it's right that we start with the Ballon d'Or. Going to Aitana Bonmati from Barcelona and for Spain, and an incredible season that she had. A worthy winner in terms of her goals, in terms of her ability, in terms of what she's done for the World Cup, what she's done for the Champions League for Barcelona. Aitana Bonmati, for me going into the competition, was the absolute favourite. She's a simply astonishing player. But there's more in terms of what's surrounding the Ballon d'Or for the women's competition and for the women's appreciation. I certainly don't feel that the women have been appreciated the way that they should have been, especially with so many nominated who, you know, focusing on the WSL, say the league that I follow and see mostly, the number of players that couldn't be there because they planned the ceremony around the women being at the international break, which is a shame because you've got the likes of Sam Kerr, of course, for Chelsea in Australia, finishing in second. Bunny Shaw was 24th. Mary Earps 5th, Rachel Daly 10th, Millie Bright 11th, Guro Wrighton 19th, Katie McCabe 22nd. So many players that we see here that couldn't get the opportunity to go to what is the biggest football ceremony in terms of awards that you can go to. That feels unfair, and the Ballon d'Or is new in terms of the women's game, won by Ada Hegerberg firstly, then Pateas twice. So this is the fourth, and Bonmati. So it's not as if the competition has got it right in terms of making it properly done. I feel if you're going to do something like this, do it right. Otherwise, you're opening yourself up for moments like this, moments like the press today and the papers and the news. It's all focusing on the fact that the women were almost kind of left aside kind of thing. Yeah, they're there and we want them there, but only if they can be there because they've got international duty. And then when Aitana Bonmati won and she came on stage, they didn't even have the trophy like ready for her. Did anybody else notice that? I felt it was quite awkward. Novak Djokovic also presented the award to Bonmati. And I don't see him as like the idol of women's football. You know, that it's a different sport entirely. And he's an incredible sportsman. I'll give him that. But I think he's debated against the likes of, you know, equality and women's equal pay, etc. in sports. So for that reason, I'm a bit like, it could have been presented by somebody a little bit more fitting to hand over the Ballon d'Or. You know, I saw a couple of things online like Marta. It could have been Marta who could have done it to give that to Bonmati. So there's a number of things that this morning I'm going, yeah, fair enough to the women's players who were there. I saw Amanda Illestead from Arsenal on the red carpet with her partner, and she looks very like Willa out of Succession, doesn't she? Don't anybody think that? Anyway, she's absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and you know she's there, and you know she gets to celebrate that night. But I feel like all of those other players should have been there also. They should make that right, and something they have to action next time. But well done to Bonmati, no major surprises, and to all the other players that you know and love. You can let me know if you think it was the right decision. It's a hard one to debate. Perhaps if Sam Kerr and Australia had won the World Cup, it would have been a different outcome this time for Sam Kerr. But also I think if you're dominating the Champions League for Barcelona and winning the World Cup, it's hard to debate, you know, her Bonmati not to win the competition. It felt right. Let's also focus on Luis Rubiales because he is going to protest against the fact that he's been banned from all football-related activities for the next 3 years. Of course, this comes after Kissgate with Jenny Hermoso at the World Cup final. He said that the investigation into him is a bit of a witch hunt. I think he feels that he's been cancelled and he won't go quietly. You know, he's going to protest this. He's going to appeal it. He feels that it's everyone out to get him and his behaviour was fine. You know, he hasn't fully apologised properly to Jenny Hermoso. He feels that he was made the one who was left accountable for his own actions. I mean, you're a grown human being. If you behave like that, in the small window that we had to see Luis Rubiales in the World Cup final, that small time on screen, he made a complete arse of himself. Yet that's everybody else's problem, that they might have a problem with him. Yeah, I'm totally against how he's acted. I feel that if he'd come out and went, do you know what, guys, I messed that one up. I made a complete idiot of myself. I shouldn't have behaved like that. I shouldn't have held her head and kissed her like that. I shouldn't have grabbed my crotch next to the Queen and the young princess in Spain at the World Cup's final. But you did that. You did that. And it feels like there's an embarrassment, therefore he's protesting. You know, he's just protesting and going and going and going. And, you know, this is all wrong and it should be me. I think if he serves this 3-year ban and works on making sure that he presents himself in a better light and he becomes a better person, then I look and say, maybe there's perhaps a chance he could go back into doing a job in football. But you don't reward behaviour like that. And I think it's toxic. It creates a toxic environment. We've heard so often from the amount of players who didn't want to represent Spain because of the treatment and because of the environment that's created for them. Why on earth do you think you can't be culpable for your behaviour when you have put yourself in that position and done that yourself? Nobody influenced you, nobody goaded you, nobody asked you to do anything. You're the big boss. You're the one at the top. You've got to be looked up to set that precedent, and you didn't do that. You set a precedent that it's okay to kiss players and it's okay to grab yourself in celebration. And for me, you know, the non-consensual kiss, and it wasn't consensual because he didn't ask her. And everybody has the opinion as well. Like it's tough when you have these debates with people. It's like, well, it couldn't have been sexual assault because it was done in front of multiple people. She didn't give permission. If she felt like she was violated in that moment, then that's up to her to feel that way. It is her body. It was her who he did that to. And not that for a moment I think it was sexual aggravation or anything or a sexual assault case. I felt that it was a very, very inappropriate thing to do. Very inappropriate. He should have apologised there and then. He should have made it right, but he didn't. He said, I'm not stepping down over this. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to go quietly. And the media feeds into that and it goes all the way down the rabbit hole. And now here you are after your 3-year ban, saying that you're going to appeal it, and you're not just going to lay low. I can't understand the predicament that he's in. And I hate the idea of going for people who could be going in a hard time or things could be difficult. I don't think that's right. But he keeps going. He won't pipe down. And for me, the actions on that World Cup final merit that, plus some more of a ban that should have been in place for Luis Rubiales in terms of all football-related duties. He needs to work on himself if he wants to be seen as a leader in football and doing the right thing and paving the way for women's football. And how he acted was absolutely not even nearly close to that. So he should be punished. And Jenny Hermoso, I think, will win that fight at the end of the day. Let me know in the comments what you think about Rubiales. Is that an okay punishment? Should it have been longer? Or is it one of those things you look and go, no, he does the time and he deserves another opportunity? And let me know about the Ballon d'Or also. Would you have liked to seen a different winner there? Or was it fully Bonmati who absolutely deserved it? And of course, let me know your thoughts on the fact that so many of the women couldn't have been there because they were in international duty. And have a wonderful Halloween.